Okay, we're live. We are live. And then we are live. This is pre-potting live right now. And can we see it without the banner? Just see me pre-potting, talking right now. Getting this adjusted. I'm wearing a Yankee jersey. This is a Yankee shirt. It's real. It's a real deal. And let's go ahead and start this thing. I'm not saying I don't have a ton to say. I do. But we're just going to do some stuff here. Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy. I got things on my mind. Stuff I need to do. Is that lighting better? 32. Let's take that out. Let's take that out. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and, can we put the air on by chance? A little bit, like low level?
But I can turn it up.
Thank you, Emma. I really appreciate it. We are going to start the podcast here in Burbank, California. Here we go. Give me a second. Give me a second as we start very soon. 2, check. And there we are. There's 47 people watching. Festival of Sports with SBS live from ATC Studios. #Burbank. Yes, there we are. Let me see how the lighting is. It's good. All right. I think I'm ready to go to... Let me put this on. Hold on. All right, here we go. One drink of water. Here we go. I think right now we can press record, Emma, and I will begin the podcast. 3, 2, 1. Yes, you got it. Hello, everybody. It's me, Stephen Brody Stevens, back here again in Burbank, California, live at the All Things Comedy studio here in the San Fernando Valley for another showcase featuring no guest. I don't call them. They don't call me. I don't reach out. I'm afraid to ask, and that's what I do. But you know what? I'm different. Does Bill Burr have guests? Not all the time. Does Rush Limbaugh have guests? Not all. You don't have. Guests are good. I'm just thinking the thought process for me not having guests. Do people not want to be on the show? Do I not care? Is it? I would do it. Yes, I would do it. I would have a guest. I'm going to put my phone down and keep the lighting right there how it is. So we're here in Burbank. It's me. I would say today I don't have any promotions. I don't have any sponsorship. I don't really make much money. I don't, you have to do things on your own is what I'm getting at. I would say probably for the last, 30 podcasts, 40 podcasts, maybe the last year, I've been focusing on having the podcast on Twitter, having this, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it in I'm spreading it out there. I'm throwing it out there, but I'm just throwing me out there. I'm not throwing me with many guests out there. That's my fault. I'm not social. I'm different. I'm here. And it shows you. I'm just analyzing today why. Because I think I'm different. They say different is good. I don't know if different is good. Different means you do a lot of podcasts by yourself. Different means You're not a part of large groups doing things. Difference means being, and you have to accept it. You have to, when you're different, you have to accept the consequences. And that means not having a podcast guest. That means not having big downloads. That's the trade-off. You know, it's like, you want to smoke pot? Good. You smoke pot. You want to sleep in? Good. You get to sleep. But the trade-off is maybe you're going to be stressed about money. Maybe you are going to not get certain jobs because, I'm a drug guy. I don't know. I just have to tell you that I'm probably making excuses. There's no reason why I can't ask somebody to be on a podcast. There's no reason why I can't book a booker. There's no reason why I can't book a producer. I'm doing everything on my own. I tweet on my own. I Instagram on my own. I do my stand-up comedy on my own. But you have to get help from others. But I also feel that squeaky wheel gets the grease, and also I am best when I'm myself. When I'm Brody being Brody, when you observe me in the zoo, is when I'm at ease. When I'm trying to impress you is when I get messed up, meaning like I'm trying to show you I'm funny, I'm this guy. Then you get all nervous, and then you pick up like, why is this guy trying to prove to me he's funny? That's why my stand-up sets at the Comedy Store, at least recently, and I'll say also with David Spade, I have nothing to prove. I know what I'm doing. I'm up there, and you could say, well, Brody, you're going up there with your jokes. You know what you're doing. You're following your script. No, I know what I'm doing in a sense that I'm likable. I'm breathing. I ate properly before. I'm on the supplements that I need to be supplementing with. So not being too high, smoking pot after the sets. Not that I can't do it before, but I know that when I perform, I think I'm a little more clear-minded in certain situations if I'm sober, meaning like not high, not smoking pot. I don't drink before sets. I don't do any of that sort of thing. So what I'm getting at is I'm just kind of talking today. I think that I feel as though, I'm not saying I have a cast off my arm and I'm just floating around. It's not that. It's just kind of staying in my lane, doing my stuff, chipping away, not getting too high, not getting too low. But I would also like to say that I think Twitter, to be honest with you, has hurt me in the sense that you're tweeting, and I was ahead of the curve. I was saying that Twitter was a problem. I'm going to turn this light down. I was saying that Twitter was a problem, a year ago. Twitter's a bummer, this and that. Now everyone's starting to see that Twitter's a bummer. Now they're starting to see it. And I think it's kind of anticlimactic today is what I'm getting at. Why was I relaxed last night? Why am I relaxed today? Because I think the truth is getting out there. To quote the X-Files, the truth is getting out there. So I'm in Hollywood. I'm on the front lines. It's not like I'm living in Arizona somewhere, or I'm not living. I'm at the epicenter. I'm not only in Hollywood, I'm doing comedy. I'm not only doing comedy, I'm a white guy. I'm not only a white guy, I'm a Jewish guy. I'm not only a Jewish guy. That's it. But the deal is that I can push and push and push, and I made waves. And you said you can keep pushing. I don't know. You could say, Brody, are you stressed? I'm not stressed. I'm not frazzled. I'm just not I'm relaxed. I can tell, like in my apartment, everything's kind of like spread out. My mind has kind of like been, I've taken I'm going to say I take the blinders off. Were you adjusting your meds, Brody? No, I'm not adjusting my meds. I mean, maybe. It's none of your business what I do. What if I was? What if I was adjusting them? I'm on camera every day. You do see my tweets. You see my videos. If you see my podcasting, am I acting up? Am I causing problems? Am I lashing out? I'm not. So I don't want to, I'm not into poisoning my body. I'm not into, you take, I was taking, I mean, everyone needs to have the edge taken off. But I think now what I'm getting at is that I'm kind of babbling here because I think we've hit a tipping point and it's better now. What am I mad about? We know Hardwick is safe. We know there's pedophilia. It's not phony. It's not like, oh, that's just made up. It's real. They're actually talking about it. So for me, it's almost like anticlimactic a little bit. It's a little, the air is let out of the balloon. We got it. All right. Now can we move on? I just feel that, look at me. I'm beat down from being on the front lines. I am beat down from being on the front lines. But I'll tell you what, I'm taking a personal victory lap is what I'm doing. And how am I doing that? By sleeping as much as I want, eating what I want, living how I want. That's my victory lap. Now, by the way, I feel I should probably talk to comments right now. This is where I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to talk to my fans and just do that. Let's see what they say. I'm not only on Twitter right now, I'm on a podcast. See, that's the thing. That's where I go wrong, is that I should just be podcasting. I should just turn on a mic, not look at a camera, not look at my reactions, not think about my phone, and just talk. Then also have a guest in here. But I don't. And I told you today, I said I'm not into it. I told you today that I'm not into it. Because what can you do? What do I need to be angry? I'm not angry about anything now. People know that pedophilia is real. And they're getting called out for it. So, for me, I'm happy. It's hard to do comedy when you're happy. I'm happy because the truth is out there now. I don't get it. I don't want to get into politics. Brody, bipolar, but it's okay. What do you mean I'm bipolar? I'm not bipolar. I'm basically a Jewish guy. Don't put labels on me. Tell me I'm bipolar. I do. How come I never, ever had a problem in baseball? I never, ever had a problem at the Comedy Store. I never, ever had a problem until I had a problem, and I haven't had a problem after I had that problem. So when you let others, when you play with others, it's a group mentality, and you get pulled into things, and it's a lot of times it's difficult to, establish yourself. That's why I do things on my own. I don't need to be around people who don't have the facts. I don't need somebody coming up to me and telling me, oh, you're bipolar, or you have mental issues, or you had a breakdown. Really? I had a problem with the med that Hollywood put me on. What would I have a breakdown about? I'll tell you who said that. I'm not gonna put her on blast. I'm gonna say it. Like Morgan Murphy said it. She goes, "Oh yeah, you had a breakdown." Oh really? Oh yes, you did. I go, "No, I didn't, Morgan. I went off my med by a mistake. Is what happened." And I'll just leave it at that because it's not even worth discussing with people. Because you know what? They get triggered. I was in a room the other day at a show, and I had two comedians that are, I'm going to say vocal. I had two comedians that are vocal. I actually had one of them, one-on-one in a private room. And I tried to explain to him my thinking. And it was, I could tell the triggering happening. I could see it. And I could also feel like he didn't want to hear it. Or she, whoever I'm talking to. And that to me, I said, F it. I've been putting out all this talk, good talk, good positivity talk. And then you see the pedophilia, the defending of it. There's no defending of it, period. You can dance all you want around it. You defend pedophilia. Go ahead. And I'll tell you something. People don't like it. Joke about it all you want. What do you think happened to... Look what happened to the guy who... The Michigan State gymnastics doctor who molested all these girls, who touched them all. He's in prison. They put him in general population in Arizona, and he got jumped. He got assaulted. People don't like pedophiles. Period. I watch Locked Up Raw. So when you joke about it, I mean, comedians make dark jokes. There is gallows humor. There is dark humor. But now you have Twitter, which came about 10 years ago or what have you. Now you're putting your dark humor on Twitter. You're putting it out there. And you can do that. You're allowed to put dark stuff out. But then when you start bashing and get political and telling people what to think and name call, then you're going to get a guy who's in the bushes who's going to go, I'm not going for it. And that's what happens. So the whole pedophilia thing, I say bring them all down. Whoever's involved, sorry. I'm not getting, it's like these guys that are all in the news, they haven't given me one nickel. Why am I defending them? Why am I keeping my mouth shut? So I don't get in Guardians. I'm not in Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't get an audition for Guardians of the Galaxy. Why do I need to keep my mouth shut on that? Does Patton give me money? Does Tom Hanks give me money? Does Seth Green give me money? I mean, maybe a gig here and there. So I got to keep my mouth shut? You're quitting Twitter anyway. Everyone's taking their Twitter ball and going home. So I might as well be able to say whatever I want on Twitter now, right? That's how people feel. But you didn't want to listen to Brody. I was telling you this a long time ago. And then you lost the election and you got angrier and angrier and angrier. I'm a hired gun. You could have listened to me and I said, do this, do that, concede that, go for this, and you'll be happy. And it's not everyone's going to be happy. You'll be happy, and the world will be a better place. But you said, nope, 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 nope. I'm going to put my chest out, make my mark. This is my 1968-9 moment, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm like, why am I, it's almost like, why am I, today should be a celebration. It's like, why am I even podcasting today? I won, period. Now they have the Nexum cult, the NXIVM cult with the Allison Mack girl from Smallville. There's an actress. There's a Hollywood connection. She lives right down here in Los Alamitos where she's on house arrest. A billionaires. She's funding it all. $100 million bail. Smallville, Hollywood, child trafficking, branding. It's all connected and related, but you weren't allowed to say it. Now it's out there. My friend told me, my friend Joe said, those who protest the most, if you point one finger at somebody else, you got three. You got three coming back at you. That's what it is. This is textbook 101 common sense. So, and it's kind of weird. Like, I'm a good guy, and I don't get much. Look at me. I don't get in these things. But I honestly, I'm happy. Bring them all down. Bring them all down. Well, Brody, why are you so adamant about this? Because maybe I have my own personal experiences. You ever think about that? I told you that I grew up in the Valley. I told you I went to public schools. I told you. I know. I see. You're going to tell me My life experiences, you're going to tell me what I went through in 1976 and 77 in Tarzana, California? You're going to tell me what I went through didn't happen, or what I experienced and what I saw and what give me a break. Give me a break. Just don't call me a liar, which I'm not, and admit the truth. Don't call me a liar. Be honest, and let's move forward. You want to call me a liar? You want to be negative? Then we're taking a step back. And I'll meet you back there. You want to go back there? I'll meet you. It's called meet me in the back alley. You want to take it outside? That's what we're doing. I'll take it outside with you. I ain't gonna. You think I say everything I got? I don't. Here's the thing. Oh, this guy's wild. This guy's out of control. Well, this guy's at the Comedy Store tonight. This guy was at the Comedy Store last night. This guy talks to other comedians. These comedians, they don't like the pedophilia stuff. So when you're a comedian and you're putting your flag on the pedophilia mountain, just know that there's other comedians on the show that don't like that. Just remember. I don't. Now, have I done jokes about kitty stuff? Yeah, I joke about it, of course. Who doesn't say, oh, here comes the van. You want some candy? I mean, this and that. But I'm not going on Twitter doing that, because I know when you're on Twitter, things are taken out of context. They don't know me. They don't hear my voice. They don't see my face. So they see the tweet, they love it, or they hate it. So I don't even do it. But then you go on stage and you do a joke about it. When do I ever have problems joking about kiddie porn or being touched or having an acting class in my apartment? Where? Because when I'm on stage and you're in my energy, you can tell that it's not coming from an evil place. That's what I'm getting at. So if you're going to, and go ahead and dig up tweets on me. I got nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. I'll give you my Twitter archive. Now, you could say your old account, I didn't do any kiddie porn stuff. I told these guys to F off. They're the worst. Hollywood. This is why I'd like to get involved in baseball. If you told me, Brody, we can get you a job in Major League Baseball, guaranteed salary, you work with the team, you do positive energy, you play catch, you talk to the pitchers, you talk to a player here. You're just there for them. You're there for them. You're there. You'll give them a little a pat on the back. Sit down and talk. Let's laugh. What's going on? You want to get a Starbucks for an hour? That's what I will bring to a Major League Baseball team. I don't want to have to deal with some club owner who I don't get it. Oh, what does he say? Oh, he said that. I don't want him here. Do you think that happens in baseball? It may, but not to the point where you have 30 teams, 30 Major League teams. How many different clubs do you have? Yeah, you might be 30, 100 clubs, but how many chains? 30 teams? What, you got Improv, Zane? You got a few. I would so rather work in baseball. And I feel, not saying I walk away from comedy, I'd still do my comedy, but it's not enjoyable. I get more excited going to a baseball stadium. Every time I drive by Dodger Stadium, I look at the lights. Every time I drive by Anaheim Stadium, I look at the stadium. Every time I drive by the Rose Bowl, it's a football, I look at the Rose Bowl. I'm into stadiums. I'm into looking at that because at those stadiums, beautiful moments have happened within the architecture of those stadiums. And it may even be music. It may be concerts. It may be running the bases on a Sunday afternoon. You walk by Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's right there in the neighborhood. And you know on Sunday afternoons after a day game, the kids are running around the bases. Happy. So I go by a stadium, I see happy. That's why I wanted to be involved in sports. Happy. Bring people in. Of course, sports is competitive and all that stuff, but I enjoy that. Stand-up, I like it too. Don't get me wrong, but it's so nuanced. It's so one-sided. It's so based off subjectivity. It's not fun. And I'm not alone in saying this. There's tons of comedians who say this. They all say it. So that's how I feel. I don't want to be around these guys. Meaning that I don't know. I'm just babbling somewhat. I want to go ahead and take a call if we can. Why don't we put the call up now? We're in chat. We are on Twitter, and look, I have a lot to. I should book guests. I could have a director. I could have a producer. I could have a sidekick. I could have all those things. I don't. I just don't. Now, is there somebody out there who might see the potential in this and want to do it? Maybe. I don't know. I do know that tonight I'll be at the Comedy Store, closing out the main room, getting a cut of the door, giving me the opportunity to do 45 minutes to an hour. That happens. Do I go on the road with David Spade? Yeah, that happens. David Spade takes me on the road. That happens. Do the Cubs request me? Yes. So something's there. You don't need a sidekick. Let's see if we take a call. Go ahead. 323-282-7424. 323-282-7424. And with that, let's see if we can give baseball players guns, okay? By the way, a lot of baseball players have guns. So, David Spade is hilarious. There you go. Do you know how many comedians, people say, oh, no guns, no. I bet you 75% of Major League Baseball players keep guns at home. And I bet you half, maybe, I'm not half, comedians have guns too. So don't think they don't. They do. And I bet you half, maybe, I'm not half, comedians have guns too. So don't think they don't. Don't think they don't. They do. Don't think they do, but they don't. Hold on. Is this talking? Is that paused? Someone call Brody. I'm trying to get the sound on this. Stay with me, because we're gonna go into talk time. What the H? What's that? The aux cord? That's what I need? Hello? I'm trying to make it come out on my phone.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were trying to make it.
Brody, is that toll free? Yes, it's toll free. But why is the sound? Okay, hold on. Stay with me. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to open it back up. You're listening to Stephen Brody Stevens. Don't hear it. That's right. They can't hear it. Hold on. Someone's calling. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Hey, what's up? Is this Brody?
Yeah. You're listening to Stephen.
Hey, Brody.
Brody Stephen.
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Who are you? What's your name? Do I know you?
This is Tommy Godlove.
Hey, oh, I know that voice. There he is, Tommy Godlove, San Diego. Very active.
That's it, dude.
Positive energy. Doesn't always agree with me. I think he should most of the time. But hey, Tommy cares. Tommy's funny. He's built up a nice community. You have, 20,000 followers on Twitter?
20,000, but I lost them after that purge.
How many did you lose?
I lost about 1,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
How much did you lose?
5,000.
5,000? Yeah,
Yep.
but you got 100,000, so it's kind of basically the same.
Yeah, I mean, I lost some, but I'm okay with that. So where are you? Are you down in San Diego today or L.A.?
I'm in LA. I was hoping to go see you at the what do you call that thing? The one that you do outside.
Squat melt. We do that outside. It's dangerous. It's nighttime comedy. There's no mic stand. You're out in the elements. I would say, you know, in fact, I could probably get you on. I could probably.
Yeah, I just wanted to come see you I just wanted to come by and see how it is, man. I see you, periscoping it and stuff like that. I wanted to check it out. I never went there when it was open, so it's kind of like a second chance for me.
I would say definitely come down, and like I also know that Howard is always looking to work in new comedians, doing 5 minutes or what have you. It's a very loose environment, and so if you're looking for to get on stage, possibly, I can't guarantee it. I would say go there thinking like, you know what, maybe I can go hop up and do 5 minutes.
Yeah. You've always been good to me, man. I've known you 5 years, man, and you know, what I mean, always, positive push and stuff. So, I always follow you, man. You're good.
Why do you? Yeah, people seem to like me. I don't know. I guess what? Because I'm a nice guy, or because I'm harmless, or because they feel sad for me. I don't see it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a weirdo.
No. It all started when I heard your podcast with Ari, when you were talking about your your meltdown and stuff, and
I forgot about that. Now, what happened? What happened on that? Rekindle my memory on the Ari podcast.
When you were talking about the whole Enjoy It thing, when you it had just happened, and you were on his Skeptic Tank interview.
I remember
podcast.
That. Yeah.
And it was just fresh. So what's up?
Was that a good podcast?
Oh yeah, because I was like on a road trip, so I was driving, so I was able to kind of like listen to the whole thing, and I suffer from depression and all that, and there have been times when I didn't take my medication every day, and I had like a, not like what happened to you, but it throws me off. It threw me off, so it took a few days for me to get back on my medication, and just hearing that you talk about that really helped me out, because a lot of people are not talking about depression out there and how it affects you if you don't take your medication. So when I heard that, that's when I was like, this guy I need to follow,
Well, there you go. Yeah, I will, thank you, Tommy. I will say this about, people say they get depressed. I think humans get depressed, dogs get depressed, everybody gets depressed. That's normal. That depression is normal. I feel that I'm just who I am. Maybe I'm just a little more sensitive to things than others. So maybe I'm susceptible to getting depressed, but I'm also susceptible to getting angry maybe a little bit. Again, for me personally, Brody Stevens, I feel that I'm just a typical, like a Jewish guy. There's a lot of blue-collar, big, hairy Jewish guys who've gone through what I went through. And I think it's depression only in a sense that you're sensitive, but you're depressed situationally. You get depressed because you get in your head, or you get depressed because you're getting picked on and you're sensitive about that, but you're also getting picked on because they like you. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. Now, for me, when I went on that Ari podcast and I've talked about depression before, I think a lot of it, to be honest with you, it came from, I didn't take, let me just clear this ahead of time. I took meds originally back in Seattle to give me, to take the edge off, because I was already hard on myself doing stand-up to the point where it was physically, upsetting me, getting mad or getting I suck, I stink. And then people go, oh, that's funny. It's funny when you get mad. Okay. But I was really getting mad at myself, like being hard on myself, just like I was in baseball. I'd lose a game and I go, I suck, I stink. And then I would get down. And then I would pitch a game and I'd win, and I'm on top of the world. These are all normal reactions, So I'm doing baseball. That's high stress. That's competition. I'm doing comedy. That's high stress. That's competition. So to go, I'm not saying you, but for people to label, oh, he's depressed, he's bipolar, he's out of control. Well, what is he doing? He's playing baseball and he's doing stand-up comedy. He's pitching and he's doing stand-up comedy. Those are two stressful worlds that you're being put into. Now, I know I'm talking a lot, but thank you for listening. Now, when I went to Seattle, I never took any kind of medication. I never had any kind of therapy, really. I mean, I had therapy. My mom made me, family therapy, but no real, anything mental. And then when I began doing comedy after college, being hard on myself, I said, I need to take something to, take the edge off and slow my mind down where I'm not so, beating myself up. And that's what I started I took Luvox, which is now turned into Lexa and now is Lexapro. I think Luvox was the original Lexapro. I could be wrong. And so what I'm getting at is I took those to take the edge off. And it did help. I was able to do my comedy, and even though I was getting frustrated up there, it wasn't affecting me too much. You know what I mean? It dulled it. I could see why people drink or people smoke pot before they go on, or people take a medication, because I wasn't drinking really. I never drank. I didn't drink much, and I wasn't smoking pot. So for me, I took that med and it gave me the cushion. Now, no depression, no, I went to New York. Again, to be depressed is normal, but I to be up and be down is normal. Now, I had a reaction with medication. That's a whole nother ball game. That's a whole nother ball game when you're on a medication to take the edge off, and then you adjust the meds for whatever reason, however that came about, and then you have a reaction to that. Technically speaking, if you have a reaction to medication, that's officially not considered a manic episode. Just want to let you know. I've studied it. People go, oh, you went manic. Oh, no, I didn't, because I went off the med cold turkey. I wanted to go drink, so I cut back on my med to go in Ireland, and then I got sick 10 days later in Montreal, and I stopped taking it all together, and they gave me a Z-Pack, and that's where my problem started. So it didn't come from pressure. It came from adjusting the meds on top of people kind of coming down on me. It was kind of a dog pile, and then I just fought back. So I go, you're going to come down on me? You want to play games with me? We're going to play games. And that's kind of what happened. And in closing, and thank you for letting me speak on my podcast. I appreciate that, Tommy. I remember I went on the Ari podcast because when I had my issue and they called the cops on me, and I could have just gone on a vacation, but they called the cops on me and I went away. I felt like they were pushing me a little bit. Anyway, so then they put you on these meds, and that's where the depression came in. They put me on the heaviest of heavy meds. It was like a chemical straitjacket, and I couldn't. Yeah. It was hard for me to function. And that's when I was living over in Hollywood, and that's when I did the Ari podcast, and I did the Duncan podcast, because I was in a chemical straitjacket, and they didn't trust me. And that's where I was having my problem. So once I got off the heavy meds and kept it very simple and basic, because the hardest part I think about meds is getting off them. It's getting off them. It's like a merry-go-round. It's like you're off, and then you start feeling weird, you get back on. It's like if you're going to get off them, you have to do it a certain way. So I'm not being defensive, and I know you. I just want to feel like I personally want to get away from the label of depression, and I had a episode, definitely, and what comes up, what comes down, but I also feel that some of that was brought on by actual, medical condition with the meds and some outside interference. It wasn't pressure. It wasn't like I'm losing my mind. It was like, F you. Let's go. And here's the other thing. Remember my issues that I had? These were all Hollywood types. I didn't appreciate going into Starbucks and having some guy on his freaking laptop writing a movie blowing me off when I give him a compliment on his shoes. I didn't appreciate at the other Starbucks, and I'm walking there and I see these other 3, I can tell they're actors, like just giving off negative energy. That's what I was picking up on. And you could say, well, Brody, you're crazy. But that's why they want you on meds. So you don't pick up on that stuff. Because if you're off meds, if you're like completely sober, you're very in tune with things. And people go, oh, you may be, what do you, I was very in tune to the point where it frightened people. So I get it. You can't do it, but that's what I'm saying. So Tommy, what do you, go ahead.
Me personally, if by somebody talking about not depression, but if you're prescribed medication, that if somebody goes off your medication, that you shouldn't do that because your body will, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
have an episode.
Exactly,
that was important to me because I know that I suffer from depression and that I need to take medication every day. It's not a magic pill. It's just a pill that makes me feel like I'm at ease. You know what I mean? Like I'm not on edge. And I know that when I don't take my medication for a day or two, I know that I start to get irritable and stuff. And I know that it's important that I take this because it kind of just levels me out.
Let me ask a question.
Ask me a question.
Let me ask a question. So you're saying you get irritable. Now, if you get irritable, you're off the meds. What would you do to combat that irritability? Would you go for a walk, possibly? Would you ever take that irritability and put it into some kind of outlet?
Just comedy, man. Just creating comedy. That helps me a lot. Just listening to you guys' podcast and talking to comedians kind of gets me back into it, you know. And then I take my medication, and it takes a couple of days, but it gets me back on track, you know.
No, I mean,
that's what
I understand. I'm not putting down medication. I don't think. I have no judgment. I mean, I take medication. Okay, I take 200 milligrams of Lamictal, and I take 10 milligrams of Lexapro. And I'd like to.
It's a mood stabilizer, right?
Well, they say that if you're going to take an antidepressant, for example, Lexapro, you shouldn't just take it on its own. You should have something underneath it just in case some kind of reaction. That's why they like you to be on a mood stabilizer, like a Lamictal or a whatever other ones are out there. I forgot. But to me, I feel as though when I get you're going off your med. Let's say you're off your med and you say after 2 days you start feeling agitated or out of it or whatever.
Yeah, agitated. I just don't want to deal with people. It's kind of like I isolate myself, you know. And I always that's why I look to you, man, because you're always a positive guy and always be like, you know what, you got to get out of your house. You got to be around people.
Yeah.
And just get out there and communicate with people. And by doing that, you feel better. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing to learn to live by.
Yeah, socializing, reaching out. We're humans. They're also showing compassion. You're good at that. Showing compassion, putting your energy out in others. Yes, there's ways to combat being down, combat being, depressed. I feel, though, if I was edgy, like you're saying, 2 days I don't take it. I think for me, exercising, hiking, swimming, when I'm antsy or I'm agitated, I think the last thing I want to do is stand up. When you're doing stand up and you're in front of a crowd and you're agitated for whatever reason because you're adjusting your meds, that's not good. Meaning, like, that's what I said. Like, what do you do when you're I don't think you want to do stand up when you're agitated. I don't think you want to do a Periscope when you're agitated. I think you want to exercise. You want to walk, maybe take a nap, maybe eat something. Now, I'm not saying you're not depressed, and I'm not saying you're not agitated. I'm saying that here's the other thing. I know I'm kind of all over the map because maybe I'm not taking my meds properly. No, I've heard if I talk about it, because I heard other people talk about it. I heard a radio guy talk about taking Lexapro, and this guy's on the radio talking about Lexapro. I can do it. So I do understand about, like, me talking about my struggles do help people. I get it. So I am appreciative for it. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But about you talking about it, by you talking about it, you're helping somebody else out, and by me talking about this and other people hearing my story, I'm helping out somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
there's stuff out there to get help, not just medication, but talk therapy and exercise and all stuff like that. It's like you can't just stay in your house and just not do anything, because it's just going to get worse. You got to get out there and you got to communicate with people, you know. And then when you hear, you know, like Anthony Bourdain and all these other people taking their lives, it's just like, you know what I mean? When those times come out, I like to talk about it. Be like, hey, you know what? There's a place that you can go, or you can talk out. There's a lot of help out there. And I talk about it because because when I was listening to your story, there wasn't a lot of people talking about depression and like their struggles. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff that you see on social media is all about, it's like your highlight reel. You know what I mean? They don't talk about the times when you're crying and you're frustrated and everybody's not talking to you or stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's always the happy stuff. You know what I mean? But by people like you or other people that tell your struggle, you actually are helping so many people, and they actually help me. And what I want to do is like not keep my own struggle in with me. I want to help other people by actually talking about it, and by me talking about it helps other people. You know? Yeah,
exactly. And you're right. But I personally just wanted to get away from saying that I was depressed just because, or situationally. I want to let people know that being depressed is normal, you know, and being up and down. I also just want to be careful with like labeling things. Like, it's depression. Yes, it's a real thing for people, and I'm saying that I have to protect myself, because I don't think I want to be, you know. Here's the thing. I was being honest. There was no lies. I mean, that's what I mean. I was on Twitter. I was lashing out on Twitter. So I was already putting it out there. So I felt like when I put it in my show saying how I went off the meds and I went crazy on Twitter, I had already done that. So I kind of like gave myself permission to do it. It's like, oh, I already did it. Might as well do it again or talk about it on the show. And then I also had the guys involved with the show saying the same kind of thing you're saying. They say, Brody, you put this out there, it's going to help people. And if you don't want to put it out there, don't put it out there. I will say this regarding my show. I never did anything I didn't want to do on the show. Nothing went on that TV show that I didn't approve of. So I left it in, because I could have probably just like ignored it. And but at times I do. It's hard to promote the show, to say, hey, look at me, look at my TV show and see me freak out on episode 2, you know? So, But hey, people forget. And again, I think it is the fact that we're talking about it. I just want to say, be careful, and, you know, to throw around the words depression and this and that. And it's like, not saying don't be depressed. I'm saying like, but don't give into it. Don't let words and labels dictate everything, you know? And I just know there is a lot of talk. Like, people go, oh, depression's not real. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, understand, let's just not always go back to the depression. Always go back. I'm not talking about you. Like, everyone's.
You don't use excuses and stuff. And that's what I try to tell my son. It's like, you might have this that's, you know, a challenge for you, but don't use that as an excuse for not doing what you really want to do in life.
Yeah. I mean, but people throw around the word depression, like, you know, I want to, you know, like people who go, oh, this, I'm saying that this is how people talk today. They're they speak in extremes. They're like suicide, or this sucks, I want to kill myself, or this is the word. I'm not talking about depression. I'm saying like that's how people talk. And I'm saying like we need to rein it in a little bit and not be so dark with our thoughts. I mean, look what's going on in in Twitter with the Hollywood, the pedophilia stuff and the Me Too stuff, and it's all about. I'm not disclaiming that, but it seems like everything has a label. There's a reason for everything. Oh, yep, this is the reason. I'm depressed. Oh, yeah, me too. Oh, yeah, this. Oh, yeah, I have dark thoughts. Oh, yeah, I anti-socialize. Oh, yeah, I don't like people. And you know what? You hear this from comedians. I go, you're a comedian. You got all these mental problems, and you're on stage, and you're supposed to lead an audience, and you can't even freaking function? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel when you're a comedian... Go ahead, Tommy.
No, I was just saying is, like, when you talk about, like, Periscope and all that, about the pressures of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And how it's just a constant fight and just, you know, to compete with other people. It's real. You know what I mean? Just me living in there and just seeing that, it's like a pressure cooker because everybody is just trying to get above everybody and push everybody to the side. So that causes a lot of stress in Hollywood.
But I'm going to stop you right there, Tommy, because you're comparing yourself to others. You compare, it's compare and despair. Compare and despair, and you always come up short. And when you're playing baseball, it's like, you make the routine play. I don't care about the other. I'm throwing to the catcher's glove. I got my team making the plays behind me. Now, I'll have, you know, I play baseball and I see like a big guy digging in, and I'll make it personal. Oh, you're going to dig in on me? I'm going to freaking blow you away with a fastball. But for the most part, I don't even look at the hitter. I look at the glove. And I also look at comedy. I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as art, being the best I can be, being the most creative I can be, doing what feels right to me. I can't worry about other guys. You know, there's people up there, they talk about other comedians. I go, this guy's not funny. I don't get it. And it's like, you know what? He may or may not be funny, but why do you care? Who cares? Why do you care? I mean, I'm a comedian. I'm not an audience member. I'm not a critic. I'm a performer. So for me to sit in the audience and like to laugh at a comedian, it's hard for me to do. I can sit in the back and go, that's funny. That's good. I like it. I get it. Good joke. I understand. And then there's a few times where I'll laugh. I'll interact with the guys. But I think that it goes without saying Hollywood is competitive. There's competitive types. But especially today, in this day and age, knowing with everything that's coming out with the seedy, Hollywood whack jobs, why do you even want to I wouldn't even want to associate myself with them. Meaning you do your own thing. It just so happens you're sharing a comedy stage. I'm not saying they're bad guys. I'm just saying that overall, yes, Hollywood can be competitive, dark, seedy, and all that stuff. But I wouldn't even allow those thoughts to enter your head.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, oh, how many tweets are you getting? How many retweets? How many likes? You know what I mean? How many followers you get? So it's just a constant, you know, battle to be the best, you know?
To be the best you could be.
Somebody else, you know?
Don't compare. Again, it's easier said than done. But you have to be the best that you can be. Be the best comedian, the best joke writer, or, if you want, have fun. But again, comedy, stand-up, it's one-on-one. It's one-on-one. It's you and the audience. It's not you and the other comedians. It's not you unless you're doing a roast battle or you're doing last comic standing. Again, for me, like I was saying early on, in the podcast, it's like you have to do comedy competition. It's like if I'm trying to prove to you that I'm funny, it's not good. If I'm just up there being myself, being in my zone, and that comes from years and years and years of stage time, that's where I'm going to be. Because I know when, oh yeah, you don't know me? Oh, okay, here's my joke. I didn't eat, or I didn't get my It's like, stand up is hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah,
so why do you even want to think about any other comedian when you're up there, except you and the crowd, or whoever's watching at home? I don't know.
Yeah, and I've been at the Comedy Store late night, and to anybody listening or watching, please go to the Comedy Store and watch Brody do his thing, because I'm telling you, there's nobody else that can do the late night like he can. You know, I mean, it's one thing to watch it on Periscope, but to actually be there and to see the interaction with the other people, the audience members, it's, so I do give you that, man. You are the best at that.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Tommy, because, and somebody else said that on the Instagram or what have you, is crowds like it when you interact with them, when you make it like they're a part of the show. A lot of comedians, they come up there and they do their jokes. It's very scripted. They get their jokes. They perform their jokes. You can kind of a lot of them Many comedians, you know, word for word what they're saying, and you see even the little laughs, the facial expressions is all, you get it. Me, I just try to like be in the moment. If I'm having fun, they have fun. I'm having fun, but I'm also at a comedy club. I'll give you a few jokes. So there's that. I'm almost at a comedy club. We're allowed to do crowd work. Boom. I'm at a comedy club. I'm allowed to do a funny face. There's your funny face. I'm at a comedy club. I'm allowed to do a rant. There's a rant. I'm at a comedy club. You like a little act out? There. I give them all a little bit of that, and it's still me, you know? So
it's a variety show late at night at the Comedy Store.
It's a variety. I mean, but like, for example, last night I went on, and it was I went on at 11. It was like a middle of the show spot in the OR, and I had fun and I did it, and I put it on Instagram, and that was a feedback. So it's, I mean, yes, when I keep, you know, it's like the more and more you perform, you listen to what crowds like. You do get feedback. You have a couple friends say, hey, I like when you tell that StubHub joke, or I like when you talk about baseball. And then you start hearing more of that. Then also the crowds are laughing at certain things. So really, I would say with stand-up, there isn't a secret. It's stage time, listening, and, you know, writing jokes, of course, but you can't worry about other comedians, what they're doing. It's me against him. Why is he getting that? Why is she doing that? She's not funny, or that sort of stuff. Because we all think about that stuff. We all go, well, this guy's not funny, or this girl's not funny, or he made it because that. She's making it because that. You know, there can be. But what is that going to do for you? Maybe it'll inspire you. Maybe. But don't let it be too much in that kind of a thought process.
Yeah, because a lot of the comedians at the Comedy Store, they do their 15. They know what they're going to talk about, and then they're done. You know what I mean? But by you doing the late night set, it kind of is able for you to like spread your wings and kind of interact with the crowd, throw a couple jokes out, and then go back and then maybe do an act out and stuff. So that's what I was trying to say. That what you do is like nobody else can do, because I've never seen anybody else do that with the crowd at those late night spots.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with I'm lucky in that I don't have the pressure. I know that from doing it now for 5 or 6 years, that last spot, I know I'm going to get at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes. You know, there's no rush. There's nobody after me. I can kind of let my hair down. I have nothing to prove. You know what I mean? I'm not there trying to prove to people I'm funny. I kind of like do my stuff. And yes, and within those parameters, I play around. And I would say, to be honest, most of the sets I do, I walk out there feeling good. I'm not going to go to a place and not have fun. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to I have fun at the Comedy Store. I'm satisfied doing a long set, even if I'm only paid, you know, very little. It's satisfying. It feels good to put it out there. And then if I put it on Instagram or Periscope, you never know who's going to see it. Maybe somebody in the Midwest sees it and goes, you know what? I feel good about that. Brody picked up my spirits. Or maybe somebody sees it and goes, you know what? I like this Brody guy. I want to have him come out and talk to my sales staff, pump them up. So I think about that sort of thing, you know. So for me, yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
And just by you putting the Periscope out there, I know a lot of your fans and stuff are from like far away from California, but for you just to give them a little taste of the Comedy Store, I think is a treat to them. And you know that if they ever go to California, you know where they're going to go. They're going to go to the Comedy Store. So it's just, win-win. You know, you're promoting the Comedy Store, and you're putting your stuff out there, and you're working on your craft.
Yeah, and I'll say this about the Comedy Store: they've always been very, very loyal to me. I've been very loyal to them, and it does feel good knowing that the Comedy Store is the hottest club in the city, if not the country, or if not the world for that matter, the hottest club. And to know that I have a big part of that I feel I do, a success of that, those are, you know, that's a good feeling. I sleep well at night knowing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and also,
go ahead, Tommy. You're doing
with,
great.
Just real quick.
Yeah, take your time.
No, but with Kevin, like I wouldn't have known about Kevin if it wasn't for you and your interactions with him, and for me to like talk to him and before he passed and stuff was I'm honored to talk to him and be his friend before he passed away.
Yeah,
So,
our friend Kevin, Jesus, WeHo Jesus, Hollywood Jesus, Kevin to me. Yeah, he was he's missed. There's definite, you're there and it's just, he's not there. And he hasn't been there, for, 8-9 months now. And,
yeah.
But I'll tell you, Kevin was a great, I'm glad I got to spend, 5-6 years with Kevin. A lot of quality late night comedy time. Like, he understood what it was like to be a performer. He understood what it was like. I mean, he grew up here in Southern California. Kevin was from, Arcadia area, Pasadena. And so he kind of like, I grew up in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. Kevin grew up in the San Gabriel Valley. And we had just a lot of, he's a big guy. I was kind of tall. So I kind of related to him in that sense. And he was just understood. He understood the performers, like understood what they went through. And he was a good judge of actually comedy, good judge of things. Just overall, he'd give overall little opinions. Not without asking. So
yeah, I'm just saying it's like just comedy just brings you so much. You know what I mean? It brings you good people, and sometimes like if I didn't know you, I wouldn't know Kevin, and just knowing you both is it's a good feeling to to be around, like to talk to positive people.
I mean,
when
yeah,
things get bad.
And that's a great thing, about stand-up and comedy and freedom of speech. But the scary thing is that it's like under attack, and how people are. I mean, it's under attack. Comedy's under attack. I think people doing comedy are under attack, and then you tie in Twitter. It's all like kind of interwoven. I do feel though that I think it does come down to freedom of speech, and I just feel like you look at the Comedy Store, and the Comedy Store there's all different kind of people there. You got progressive, you got conservative, you got black, you got white, you got men, you got women, you got everything, and it's the number one club. So to have, to ban people, to ban alpha male voices, or to ban beta male, or to ban gay guys, or ban it, it's like not good. Comedy Store, everyone's welcome. That's and look how successful it is, and the comedians police it. And if you watch a comedy Store show, yeah, there's people there doing Trump jokes, but there's a lot of comedians not doing Trump jokes. So I don't know. I just feel like I feel good being a part of the Comedy Store resurgence, the family of it, and having guys like you who come up there on a Monday or Tuesday or what have you, or a late night, and you're able to check it out, and what you get out of it. So people don't see that. They think, oh, comedy, it's all about laughs and coming there. Let's get drunk. Let's laugh. No, well, there's also, let's come there. Let's hang out. It is kind of, it's social, it's free to hang out there. So if you're depressed, you can definitely hop on a bus and come to the Comedy Store and hang out, So
yeah.
it's more,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's just like, Steve Simone said, it's a treehouse on Sunset. It's a place to go hang and just, talk to it's an artist colony. So it's definitely, you definitely fit to be there.
It's an artist colony, and that's what, Mitzi would always call it. So again, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And for being associated with the Comedy Store, that's one thing. That's one of the few the Comedy Store, I don't question our relationship. I feel like the Comedy Store, I'll retweet And I will definitely put myself on the front lines of the Comedy Store because no matter what I say or what I do, the Comedy Store will not be upset with me. They embrace me. Whereas I don't want to really I don't really want to put myself with another comedian. Like on Twitter, I don't interact too much with other comedians because honestly, I feel like I don't want to bring you down. I don't want to have anything. I feel like the Comedy Store can handle me. I don't know if comedians can handle me. Does that make sense at all? Like, I feel like if I interact with the Comedy Store, they're not going to get in trouble. But if I interact with another comedian, I feel like everyone's watching us, and then, Brody's not down with the cause, and this and that. Again, I'm in my head on that, to be honest with you. But
it's kind of like that playground mentality.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like they're just egging you on to just, who's gonna, it's just a constant, it's just a forever battle and stuff. It's like you don't want to get in those circles.
Well, hold on, Tommy. It's not a battle. It's not a battle, and there's not circles. I want you to stay positive. I'm saying the Comedy Store, I'm all in. I go as the Comedy Store goes, and vice versa. And I'm happy with my 2 to 3 spots a week. That's all I need. Keep me on the wall, retweet me, put me on the marquee here and there. I got to do my special there. I passed my first club. But bottom line is, that's what I do. Whereas if I interact with somebody else, I just feel that I don't want to say the wrong thing. I start getting nervous or looking at us. It's just I don't want them to be associated with me. Almost like it's not good for your.
About in person or on social media?
On social media.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I had a time. Let me tell you what. I'll tell you why. A couple times. One, because I had a. This is why. Okay, let me think here. There is a baseball player, Mike Napoli. I think he just retired, but he played baseball with the Angels and the Indians and the Rain. Good home run hitter, Red Sox. And I knew he signed a free agent contract with the team. And I knew his agency. He was with Joe Longo. He's a baseball agent. And so Joe Longo, I saw somewhere that Mike Napoli signed a contract. He was represented by Joe Longo. And I said, Joe Longo, congrats, Mike Napoli. I know him. And then I got a thing from Joe Longo. He says, you know what? You got to take that tweet down because the guy who actually did the signing, he didn't appreciate it. So so he was offended. Like I said, because I didn't give the guy specific, credit maybe. He was all sensitive about it. And I didn't even know the guy. So that was one instance. I don't even want to reach out and associate myself with your job. Brody saying congratulations on signing this guy, and then I really didn't sign him. This guy signed him in our company, and he didn't like it. And then so that to me, that made me weary of interacting with baseball players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're a fan though, and I don't think they should have went after you like that because you're not coming off as a.
But they didn't go. He didn't go after me. Again, Tommy, got it. Nobody's against me. Nobody's against me. I'm saying that the guy who I said the guy who actually did the signing, the grunt work, whatever. He didn't get his. Because I didn't say he did it. I said the company did it. So anyway, little things like that. And I've had other stuff like some baseball guys. I remember one time I did something with at Best Damn Sports Show. I was videotaping and goofing around with one of the baseball players on there. And then it wasn't even it was a funny little thing. And then I put it on MySpace or whatever. And then I got somebody came up to me and says, you got to take that video down. So-and-so didn't like it. And then I went up to the guy, you didn't like it? He goes, yeah, my friend said you put it. So it's there's another baseball guy. I put a thing up, and then he complained. So I've had situations with baseball guys, I've tried to interact on Twitter, but I feel look, you've got too much to lose. I don't want to upset you. I'll just not tweet to you. I don't tweet to the baseball guys. Do you notice, I rarely will put their @ handle because I don't want I don't want to mess with it because I've had those situations.
Yeah, but I would, if I was you, I would just interact with people that you already know and you're on that personal level. You know what I mean? Like, what's the guy that was a pitcher that he goes to your shows? Heron?
Clayton Kershaw?
No, Heron.
Dan Heron, yeah.
Dan Heron?
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that, but yeah, there's just too many people policing the Twitter and stuff.
Yes, people policing Twitter, exactly. And this is from even like a long time ago. So I feel like I keep it very look, I wish I played Major League Baseball. I never did. The last thing I want to do is get on the bad side of a Major League player or a former Major League player. I love baseball that much that I don't want to like have that kind of mojo. And then in terms of comedy, I don't want to get on the bad side of the comedian because I wouldn't, maybe I can't get work. Oh, I don't like this Brody guy. You hire Brody? I'm not going to hire, you never know. So that's why Twitter is, for me, and I think for others, like a weird place.
Yeah, with me, I'm nobody. I always tell myself, like, if I put this out there, is somebody going to say something about it 5 years from here, a year from, you know what I mean? So I'm always thinking about that because you know how people like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, that guy, he's getting stuff for 10 years ago when he did a tweet. So
there's a lot of tweets, but you can't
worry
worry about that. But don't even think about that. Are you putting out kitty porn tweets?
I don't put hateful tweets. I don't even curse in my tweets. I don't know. You know how people, they can misconstrue a tweet when you're just making a joke, but I don't, as far as what he did, I would never do that, but I'm just saying is people like to twist your tweets into what they want to do so they can attack you.
I know, yes, but why? Okay, yes, but why? Okay, I could see you getting attacked, but I'm saying like, who's attacking you? These.
No, nobody's attacking me, but I'm saying is people are getting attacked for stuff they did 10 years ago when maybe they weren't so famous. And they feel like they had more of a
anonymity,
more free of what they say.
Yeah.
And now that they're with like Disney or like some big company, now like they're being attacked for stuff that they did 10 years ago. And I'm always aware of that. When I put out something, I'm like, yeah, I delete stuff. Like I'm like, I don't really want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Because you think like if something you get more notoriety later on, they're going to go back and look at that. Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be. I'm just saying say I make it whatever something. I don't want them to come back 10 years and say, "Oh, look at this guy said 10 years ago."
But why?
Something that was just a complete joke.
I know, but you're almost creating a scenario that's not even a scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're not going to go to wherever you're going to go, whatever next level. Chances are it won't happen. That's the case for everybody. Who's going to? How many? I know. How many people are going to be able to direct Guardians of the Galaxies and make $1 billion? Not many. So
not many.
But that's not to say you won't have a successful career in wherever you're going with this. It could happen. You don't know. You got to keep doing it. There's different levels. What I'm getting at is, do whatever tweets. You're a good guy. Do your tweets, even if you make some bad tweets. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're not going to they've already dug through the guy's tweets. This is not going to be a thing. You know what this is going to mean? This is going to say, hey, we will dig through your tweets. Just be careful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're not going to. I'm sure people could dig through my stuff, but I just don't remember ever doing something like this. This is going to come back to get me in a few years. I just never really thought that about anything I did. But I'm sure people can go back to my Seattle show and pull stuff up. Go, look at this guy. He's doing that. Yeah, I was on cable access in 1994 doing crazy stuff. That's if you're crazy and you're doing stuff out of college. That's one thing, okay? But if you're a grown man and you're in your 40s now, and you're doing kiddie porn stuff and that's weird to me. I'm not even saying kiddie porn's acceptable anywhere. I'm saying doing something crazy and outlandish. There's really nothing I've done the last, 20 years where you can get me on something. Go, this guy's out of control. Look at that. Maybe a couple things. Whereas back in the day, yeah, but these guys were adults doing it. So
what's What's your take on Josh Hader from the Milwaukee Brewers? You think he should get a pass or for his tweets that he did when he was 17?
I think, well, first of all, a lot of those were rap lyrics from a Ludacris song. People don't seem to realize that. He was rattling off rap lyrics. He did say, an anti-gay thing. He did say something else. I would say you're 17. I would also say that it was rap lyrics. I would say that I think it was embarrassing. It came out. He owned up to it. And I think when you're 17, you're not a comedian, and you're doing that, and you're putting up rap lyrics, and you are saying anti-gay and some other stuff, I think for it to be acknowledged, brought up, shamed a little bit, I'm okay with it and, move on. I don't think he should have been suspended or, I don't.
Yeah.
This is high school. He was in high school. It wasn't like he wasn't. I'm not defending the tweets. I'm just saying that were there kiddie porn tweets in there? No. Did he say? Was he doing? I want to, have sex with baby tweets? That would be a different story to me. But I'm not saying you're comparing the James Gunn tweets to the Hader tweets.
No, I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying, for us to go back and look at people's past, it's I don't know. It's gotta be safe, Oh,
well, let me explain this to you. When you're a public figure, well, I'm going to say James Gunn. Let's just bring out James Gunn, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. He puts out these tweets on the blog and on a lot of them. And nobody is defending the tweets. I don't think anybody's out there saying, "Oh, these are super funny." Most people are saying they weren't that funny. And number two, James Gunn is not a stand-up comedian. That's number one. He's not a stand-up. Number two, he's working for Disney, which caters at times to young people. Here's the other thing. And the reality of it is, when you start, it's a lot of it's Trump bashing. Now, you could say, oh, he was targeted. Maybe he was targeted, James Gunn. They targeted him because when you start doing the Trump bashing, right or wrong, fair or not, your First Amendment speech or whatever, you are going to have people waiting in the bushes and go, now I'm going to dig up your tweets. Josh Hader, I don't think he's a political guy. I don't think he was up there going, F Trump, F this, I don't think he was getting political. So the fact that he was kind of doing the racist stuff or anti-gay, a lot of it were rap lyrics, he kind of they weren't going to seek him out so much. This James Gunn guy, Patton Oswalt, and a lot of them, they're anti-Trump. They're vocally anti-Trump. So they're targets. Is that fair? I think so. I think it is fair. It's fair. That's how it goes. You have freedom of speech to do all those tweets. I have freedom of technology to look up your tweets. Now, why are you looking up my tweets? Because you're a Trump basher? Really? You don't care about pedophilia? I do. Not into it. Jokes aren't that good, but I'm more taking you down. So there's that angle too. And I don't know if that's, is that good or is that bad if somebody's taking you down but they do it on the other side. So to me, I hope they all go down. Protect the Brewers guy because he's not involved in the politics. What do you think about that?
I just think, yeah, I mean, if they're going to take out one guy, they're going to go for your guy. It's kind of like a back and forth thing. But in the end, with me personally, I don't get political and stuff like that because it's just not worth it. That's not who I am.
Not worth it.
I don't make political jokes. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes with the other comedians or celebrities, they get caught up in that hate, trying to find something on somebody, that they lose track of themselves. And they're just one-sided mind, you know?
Exactly.
They're just trying to attack. And then it just turns you into a person that you're not, that wasn't you in the beginning.
Yeah, or maybe it was. Who knows? And then you're saying one-sided. Exactly. Comedy Store's not one-sided. We have all different sides. So,
there's all different people, man. It's blended up people, man. You know, I mean, I guarantee if you go to the Comedy Store, there's going to be somebody that you get and who gets you. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be one-sided and they're going to be against you. There's a person for everybody there, and it's just a melting pot of comedians and artists.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Tommy, great stuff. We could talk for hours about kiddie porn and comedy, but I think this was good.
I love you, man.
I love you too. Appreciate your call. Appreciate your tweets. Appreciate your positive energy. Don't worry about others. Stay away from the drama. Keep it positive. It's not a competition. Relax, breathe, take your meds, exercise. You're a good I'm not a father. I can't relate to you on that level, so I give you complete respect. You made that happen, and keep pushing. You just never know. You never know, Tommy. You never know. Look, I see that you went from. I saw you build up your Twitter followers. You got some funny tweets too, so you get it. That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, it's just another muscle to do. You know what I mean? Writing your own jokes and writing tweets, and it's all just like podcasting and doing crowd work and all that stuff. It all goes into the comedy, just creating stuff. So, but I appreciate everything, man. I'm like one of your biggest fans, and you've always been good to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was Tommy Godlove. We appreciate him. You can see him around Southern California. You can find him on Twitter, Tommy Godlove, and he's got some good stuff. He's a positive energy guy. Thank you for being a part of the show. Tommy, there he goes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, man. Talk to you later, buddy.
You got it. How long was that call? Were you there? That was like a long call.
That was a long call. It looks like it was about 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Stuff, though.
It was?
I think so.
See what they say. Let me see what they say on the Twitter timeline with that. Let me go into the Periscope, see what they say about that call. I mean, for me, yes, having guests are good, and that was a good moment right there. I don't want to turn this all into like pedophilia talk, but we covered a lot of things with that.
Yeah.
Depression. It's like words are thoughts, thoughts are things. You say I'm depressed. It's like puts that out there. You could say, I'm just a little tired, or I'm not awake yet. I don't know. Just feel you want to I feel you want to be different. People talk about depression all the time, and then half the time it's like all you need is like honestly like a good butt kicking. Sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you need why are you follow me? Let's go. Let's get some energy going. Push, 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 push. I can't tell you how many comedians I talk to. They go, I don't have social skills. I think I'm dying. I'm this and that. It's like, you're a comedian. Who wants to watch somebody on stage who thinks they're going to die? I need leaders. I need motivators. I can't have somebody up there who's afraid of the frickin' sky falling. That's what I deal with. Let's see what they say in the Twitter timeline, and then I'm thinking we'll wrap this up pretty soon. Maybe I'll call Ligny, see what he's up to. All right, let's see what we got. Fudge. Ooh, 2 likes in 2 minutes. Today's your day, Steven. Perfect timing. Give me 1 second here. Timeline, and then I'm thinking we'll wrap this up pretty soon. Maybe we'll call it Ligny. So when I unplug it, okay. Maybe I'll call Ligny. So when I unplug it, yeah. Okay. You want me to call Ligny? Maybe I'll call Ligny. I said that 5 times. When I unplug it, yeah. Okay. Wait, what's happening? You want me to call Ligny? Maybe I'll call Ligny. Eric. I said that 5 times. I did unplug it. Wait, what's happening? You want me to call Ligny? Maybe I'll call Ligny. You can't. I said that 5 times. I did unplug it. I did. Wait, what's happening? You want me to call Ligny? Maybe I'll call Ligny. You can't. I said that 5 times. If I'm on, I'm having, what, I've told you, I'm charging the phone. If I'm on, I'm having, what, I've told you, I'm charging the phone. I have the outlet in there. If I'm on, I'm having, what, I've told you, I'm charging the phone. I have the outlet in there. It's right in there. If I'm on, I'm having, what, I've told you, I'm charging the phone. I've heard that 7 times. It's right in there. If I'm on, I'm having, what, I've told you, I'm charging the phone. I've heard that 7 times. The phone's charged. I don't even have to have I'm going to unplug it right now. I've heard that 7 times. The phone's charged. I don't even have to have I'm going to unplug it right now. Watch. I'm at 34% battery life. I'm going to unplug it right now. Watch. Where's Oligne? I'm at 34% battery life. I'm going to unplug it right now. Watch. Can we take another Skype call? Can we put the number up by chance? Where's Oligne? You probably won't get a call. I'm at 34% battery life. I'm going to unplug it right now. Watch. Can we take another Skype 323-282-7424. You probably won't get a call. 323-282-7424. 323-282-7424. 323-282-7424. 7424. 323. Yes. 789. 818. 210 pounds. Yes. 789. Push and believe. 818. Enjoy. 10 pounds. Yes. 789. Push and believe. 818. Hold on. Enjoy. This is what I need to do. Stay right here. Push and believe. Oh, this is going to get insane. This is what I need to do. Stay right here. This is why it's not happening. You're listening to Stephen Brody, Stephen's Positive Push. This is what I need to do. Hold on. This is why it's not happening. You're listening to Stephen Brody, Stephen's Positive Push. This is what I need to do. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Now we got action. Now we've got action. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Now we got action. Now we got action. Here we go. Let's do it. 3, 2, 3. Oligne, call me. Here we go. Now we got action. Now we got action. Here we go. Let's do it. 3, 2, 3. Oligne, call me. Let's do it. 3, 2, 3. Oligne, call me. 818. Let's do it. 3, 2, 3. Oligne, call me. Positive Push. 3, 2, 3. Hey, how's everybody doing? It's a party here. What brings you to the Positive Push? Would you like me to get a soda? Hey, how's everybody doing? This is pretty cool. I had a good time. What brings you to the It's a party here. Call us at 323-282-7424. Would you like me to get a soda? Yeah, I asked. I'll take a soda. This is pretty cool. I had a good time. I know. I can't even hear. It's so cool. Call us at 323-282-7424. I like soda. Just I'll take a soda. Extra ice, no straw. I know. I can't even hear. It's so cool. Jersey Mike's, Subway, Jimmy John's. I like soda. Just extra ice. Yes, Burbank, California, 100 degrees. Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, Subway. I'll stab you with a Slurpee straw. Would I be funny at the Helium Clubs? I don't think they believe I am. Look at this crowd. This is the most packed podcast. Would I be funny at the Helium Clubs? Apple cider vinegar. Iodine drops. This is the most packed podcast. Reseda High School. Apple cider vinegar. Iodine drops. I am so baked right now. Welcome. Reseda High School. Oh, give me Molly. I am so baked right now. Let's sniff Alexapro. I am so baked right now. Snort it. Oh, give me Molly. Oh. Let's sniff Alexa. Man, I'm just like chilling. Snort it. Snort it. Give me Molly or give me truth. Let's sniff Alexa. I'm just like chilling. Snort it. Give me Molly or give me truth. Let's sniff Alexa. Man, I'm just like chilling. Snort it. Snort it. Give me Molly or give me truth. Should I call a Ligny? Should I call a Ligny? And that was, I don't know what that was. That was something. Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy. Oop, wrong number. Stay with me. I'm not calling my mom today.
Brody, Stevens.
Were you waiting for me to call you?
I just saw your name. I'm at dinner with my family.
It's only 3:40. Why are you eating dinner with your family?
It's 6:40 here.
You got it. You're in Atlanta?
Yep.
You drove to Atlanta?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I drove yesterday.
You said you were eating with your family?
Yeah, my dad and his wife and all them live out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all my brothers live out here too.
Wait, I didn't know you had a brother. You have a brother?
I have a half brother and a real brother, and both of them live in Atlanta.
What's the real brother's name?
Jason.
Jason Oligny?
Yep. And Joe is my half brother. My dad had him in, like, during Vietnam with this lady Mary. She's here tonight too. She's kind of like, we consider her like a half mother.
So is she Vietnamese?
No, she's a white lady.
Well, that's racist. What's the weather like in Atlanta today?
It's actually really nice, yeah.
Hot and humid.
It's a little warm, but it's actually...
Were you watching the Periscope?
I was not. I was driving with my father to this place called Bino's.
You couldn't put the Periscope up, like, on the holder with the dash cam?
I mean, I could.
Well, you didn't.
Oh.
That's okay. We had a 45-minute phone call. Eric, do you want to play the baseball card game? Because I got to wrap this thing up. I'm hungry, and I got to get this thing going.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We have right here 1991. Remember that year? It's the same years. I'm going to pull out a pack, a handful. Let's see what we have here. Stay with me. I'm not a bad guy. Hold on.
Go and buy Brody Special on Amazon and iTunes.
There you go. All right. Let's see what you got. Do you know 1991?
Yeah, very well.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. 1991. I'm going to pick out somebody that you may or may not. Hold on. These are all cool shots. 1991.
Don't forget to go watch Valley Vibes on All Things Comedy.
There you go. Okay. 1991. I have the card right here in my hand.
Charlie Lebrand.
Did you know that I think I had of all, let me tell you something. I picked out cards here. There's probably like 500 cards in this box, and I was trying to think if I had a Charlie Lebrand. I might have even seen it, and I passed on it because I figured you would know that. But no, it's not Charlie Leibrandt.
What position does he play?
Outfield.
Outfield.
This is 1991, baseball card game. He played outfield.
Kirby Puckett.
That's a great guess, but no.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. You say you know players. Not everyone's a Hall of Famer, but go ahead.
Okay. What is his ethnicity?
He's Aryan. He's an Aryan outfielder.
Jay Buhner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the card that I'm holding right here in my hand, Jay Buhner.
No way.
Yes way. There it is.
Oh, that
You
was a
got
great
it.
game.
You got it right there. You guessed it. Jay Buhner. I'm holding it up right now. Mariners right field. He's white.
Yep.
1991, and the number he's wearing is 19. You reverse 19, what do you get? 91. That's a connection. So there he is. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think that was my best baseball card game yet.
It really was. Because you went, what did you start with? What was the first question? What position?
I just went, I guessed, and I said Charlie Leibrandt.
And I said no.
Then I said, what position? You said outfield, so I went with Kirby Puckett.
You always go with Kirby Puckett for some sentimental reason. But
Well,
no.
91 because he beat the Braves.
Okay. No, it wasn't Kirby Puckett. Then what happened?
And then I said, what was his race? And then I said Jay Buhner.
How did you come up with Jay Buhner? You have so many other white guys to go with. Why him? Why
Jay
Seattle?
Jay Buhner was one of the most exciting white guy outfielders in the 91 and 92, 3 and 4.
Yeah. He had a good arm.
He was fun to watch.
Well, listen, you could I feel like we could do another game, but I think you should just like cash out on that one. I mean that was
when you go to it's like when you have a great show and then you have an open mic afterwards and you're like, I don't think I should go to that open mic. I just had a great show.
Yeah, Eric, I'm impressed that you got Jay Buhner out of pretty much right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And I think part of it has to do with me putting out that telepathy. Do you ever like pick up on my energies? I mean, I've only played the baseball card game a couple times. A few times I'll play it, but I'm normally like giving it out. Do I give out any clues? Are there any subconscious clues that are you pick out on?
You motivate me to be better at the baseball card game.
Oh, nice compliment. You motivate me to be better at the baseball card game. That helps you got Jay Buhner? I motivated you to be better?
Yeah, you work it. You work me when you call me and ask me about the baseball card game, and I get better.
I understand that. But what am I doing? Are you picking up on subconscious clues from me? Are you picking up on intonation? Are you like getting is my energy that I know it. I'm holding the card in it. Are you because a lot of times, let's be honest. I would say the baseball card game, most of the competitions, and I think we've only had a couple incompletes. So they all pretty much work. What I'm getting at is the baseball card game has as much to do with me giving out that energy, those clues, those visuals, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's subconscious. It's like a Wi-Fi signal. You can't. What's the color of a Wi-Fi signal? Nobody knows. What's the color of a Bluetooth? They want to say, oh, it's blue. It ain't blue. What's the color of Brody when he?
Today we turned on our 4G.
We did?
We took off the Wi-Fi signal and we put it on 4G. That's why we were connecting.
Okay, you're turning this into a bit, and I have a problem with that. Okay, listen, Eric. I spent 45 minutes with Tommy Godlove.
Oh yeah, he's really good. He's always very positive.
Yeah, he was on the show. He called in and we talked about depression and medication and all that stuff. So you're depressed, of course, right? And you have issues. No, I'm kidding.
Of course, all the time.
You're not really a depressed type, though.
No, I don't try. Depression's something you can get over quick. You just stay positive.
Get over quick. Wow. I mean, I think you could. That's what I was trying to tell Tommy, because he was like, and a lot of people are like, they put a lot of labels. I go, yes, it's normal to be down. It's normal to be a little depressed, but you don't have to like be married to it. And it's something,
No.
you know, there's certain ways with diet, exercise, positive energy, meditation, drinking sure, apple cider vinegar, iodine drops, whatever. There's ways to combat it. And then Tommy was also kind of a competitive guy in a sense that it was like competition. So, well, you know, it's Hollywood. You got to do that. And there's people out there who want to do this. And you got. I was saying to him, like, look, you're doing stand-up comedy. It's you and the audience. It's you and the mic. It's you and you. It's not you and that other comedian. You're not doing roast battle. You're not. Are you smoking pot?
Nope.
Huh?
I can't. I'm in Georgia. I can't smoke in public here.
Sounds like you're like banging a pipe or something.
No, I was banging a pack of cigarettes.
What do you mean you can't smoke in Georgia?
Well, I can't smoke in public.
Right. Like in a car or something like that.
Right. I'll smoke in my car at my dad's house if I need to smoke.
Gotcha.
But I got a cool thing that happened today. If I can promote that real quick.
What, a Slurpee?
Yeah, I got a free Slurpee. No,
Oh, that's cool. All right, go ahead, tell us.
Leslie Jones is letting me cold open for her at the Tampa Improv August 24th through August 26th.
There you go.
And so I'll be going back to Tampa after New York and Boston.
You're doing a guest spot or what? What is that?
It's a guest spot to open the show.
And then who's going to host the show? Somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Brody has her opener.
So there'll be a host, and then you'll come up and do 10 minutes or whatever, 8 to 10, right? And then the host will come up. The host will come up and do 10 minutes.
They're going to put me up, and I'm going to bring in the opener. It's usually the improv there doesn't have a host. They just do opener, feature, headliner.
Well, that's cool. Congratulations on that. And
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. And they liked what you did there this weekend, right? With Brent Morin and Jason.
Yeah, and thanks to Brent Morin and Jason Collins, I got to go up there, and that really helped solidify it. And
have I helped you at all? It seems like you're more into Leslie and Jason and Brent.
Of course you have. You've helped me a ton. The reason I'm on this trip is you motivated me to go do this. You pushed me and said I need to get out of LA. I need to work harder at my craft on the road. And
I did say that, right?
Yeah, and so what did I do? I put it out in the universe, and people like Leslie Jones and other people like Lynette and Shake Your Junk and all these people, they helped donate to help me go do this, and it's made it possible.
And you would say that I motivated you somewhat. I kicked you in the pants, like, let's go, get out on the road. You got to grow.
Definitely. And you got me to get rid of that dark material.
And I don't get any credit for this stuff. Of all the careers I've started, not you, but I mean, not giving me credit, but it's unbelievable.
Every person that I meet, that I talk to, I talk about you with comedy. Like they always ask, like, you know, what do you do in LA? And I was like, well, Brody is one of my favorite comedians, and I met a couple of people at the Improv who knew who you were, and they really love you.
Most comedians know me. Would you say?
Yeah. Oh, Brent and Jason love you.
I mean, most comedians that I don't know would know me. Would you say?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And if I met a comedian that didn't know you, I wouldn't take them seriously.
You're saying all the right things. And how would I do at the Tampa Improv?
Crush it.
Maybe I'll come down.
You'd have great sets.
Yeah, we'll see. I appreciate that. I've been having good sets with David Spade.
Yeah, I bet you are. I mean, yeah.
You know, it's a muscle. That's the thing. Like, you know, you get enough headlining gigs and you get good at it. You get enough featuring gigs, you get good at featuring.
That's how I feel about this trip. Is I've gotten so much better just because I'm able to stretch. I did 45 minutes at my backyard show, and it was like nothing to me. It was really easy.
You were in your backyard.
I did a backyard show in Tampa, and it went really well, and everyone enjoyed it, and yeah, and I did 45 minutes, and it didn't feel like it was 45. It felt like
yeah. Was Brody in Tampa recently? No, I'm looking at the
Periscope. I can hear it feedback.
You can wait. Hold on.
You were in your backyard. I did a backyard show in Tampa, and it went really well, and
it did.
Enjoyed it. And
wait, your show went well in Tampa?
5 minutes, and yeah, I did. Like it was 45. It felt like.
Yeah. Are you getting good at featuring?
Yeah.
Was Brody in Tampa recently? Was I in Tampa? I wasn't in Tampa recently, was I?
the Periscope. I can.
You should be.
You can. Wait, hold on. Hold on. You were in your backyard?
I did a backyard show in Tampa, and it went really well.
It did? It did? Wait, your show went well in Tampa? The one in Tampa. You're talking about which show, Eric?
Yeah.
Are you getting
The one
good
in
at
Tampa?
featuring?
Was Brody in Tampa recently?
Was I in Tampa? I wasn't in Tampa recently, was
Do you
I?
remember? Do you remember when you did a gig at the Crowbar?
Vaguely.
Well, I had a buddy
your
who was
backyard?
your handler at the Crowbar, whatever they call him, the person that takes you around.
Where's the Crowbar? It did?
Isn't it the Crowbar
Your
that
show
you did?
went well in Tampa? The one in
In
Tampa.
Ybor?
You're talking about which show, Eric? It's in Ybor City?
One in Tampa?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, maybe with Sam and those guys?
Yeah, he said he loved you. He said, because, like, he was one of the guys from my high school reunion, and he just said you were the coolest to him, said you were so nice, and then on top of it, you had a great set there.
Where's the Crowbar? Where's the Crowbar again? It's in Ybor City?
Yeah.
The one in Tampa. You're talking
It's
about
really
which show,
confusing to hear all that in the
Eric? It's
background.
in Ybor City? It's in Ybor, though, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe with Sam and those guys?
Yeah, he said he loved you. He said, because, like, he was one of the guys from my high school reunion, and he
What's the weather like in Atlanta today?
said you were so nice, and then I'd say it's like 87,
Where's the
88.
Crowbar? Is it humid?
No,
The one in Tampa. You're talking
not
about
as humid as Tampa.
To hear all that in the background.
Oh, Tampa's more humid than Atlanta?
Today, I mean, yesterday and the last week in Tampa was so humid. You just walk outside and sweat.
He was one of the guys from my high school reunion, and he
What's the weather like in Atlanta today?
said you were so nice, and then
88
Oh, it's 88? That's when I graduated high school, 88.
connections.
not as humid as Tampa. To hear all that in the background.
Oh, Tampa's more humid than Atlanta? I think it is, right? Tampa is more humid.
Probably.
Just walk outside and sweat. He was one of the guys from my high school.
I'm not a meteorologist, but it was definitely today. Yeah.
Said you were so nice, and then
Did you see my set last night on Instagram Live? That's when I
No.
graduated high school, 88. Why?
connections.
You blocked me on Instagram. I can't see anything on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're blocked. Tampa is more humid. Tampa is more humid, right?
Yes.
I'm not a meteorologist, but it was definitely.
You told me you weren't a meteorologist, Eric. Did you see my set
I mean,
last
I'm not.
night on Instagram Live? That's when I
No.
graduated high school, 88. Why? Why?
You blocked me on Instagram. I can't see.
Eric, asked me to unblock you. Oh, yeah, you're
I mean, I've asked you to unblock me.
Tampa is more humid. Tampa is more humid. Eric, say a couple more words, and we'll wrap it up.
You guys should go buy Brody's special on Amazon
told me you
and
weren't a
iTunes,
meteorologist,
and you
Eric.
should go watch Valley
Did you see my
Vibes
set
on All
last
Things
night
Comedy.
on Instagram Live?
Thank you, Emma, for all the hard work you do with Brody.
Why? What do you mean with me? Like I'm some a hard person to work with? Asked me to unblock
No, just thanking Emma. I thought that was the right thing to do. Unless it's Aaron, and if it's Aaron, thank you, Aaron.
It is the right thing to do. She acknowledged it.
You guys should go buy Brody's special on Amazon
told me you weren't a
and
meteorologist,
iTunes, and you
Eric.
should go watch. Well, all right, Brody, I'm gonna go eat dinner with my family.
Oh, you're getting rid of me? Okay, no, I'm kidding. Let me ask. Good job.
Thank you. You too. That was awesome. That was a lot. That was a lot of fun.
What? The baseball card game or the
I always love when you call me on your podcast. It makes me feel good.
All right, thank you. I always like when you call me. It makes me feel good. I mean, it's kind of like weird a little bit you said that. But I'll accept it. You should, Eric, you should feel good whether I call you or not. Me calling you.
You called me the other day, and I felt good about it.
I understand, but me calling you, you should feel good whether I call you or not. It makes. How about this? It makes me feel better when you call me. How does that sound? Let's try that again.
Sounds better.
So, Eric, thanks a lot for being a part of the show.
Oh, thank you, Brody. It always makes me feel better when you call me on your podcast.
Oh. You don't. Okay. Yeah. Now say it the other way. The other way makes me feel good. Thanks a lot for being.
Brody.
Thanks a lot for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for calling me, Brody. It always makes me feel good when you call me on your podcast.
See, now I
waited a beat on that one.
That's why it sounded better. Now, when you said it first, I said, Brody, it makes me feel great, good. You feel good about myself when you call me. It was like almost desperate. It was almost like I was giving you a lifeline. And then when you said it the next time, It just sounded more relaxed and in control. And that's part of being doing road work, that now you know how to answer questions on a podcast through a phone and a delay.
Yeah.
All right. Eric, great job. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. When are you going to be back in L.A.?
September 1st.
We'll see you. We'll see you at the airport.
Later, Brody. Have a good day.
You got it. Eric Aligny, there he goes. That was Eric, and I think I'm going to wrap it up here. How long have I done, Emma? An hour and a half?
We're at an hour and 47.
All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, thank you very much. Kind of rambled a little bit today, but did I ramble a little bit, Emma?
I think you had a lot of good stuff in there today.
Thank you. That's a great attitude. I like how you said that. You could have said, yeah, you did. Yeah, at times. But you know what? I think there was some good stuff. Maybe I overdid it with the little sound effects thing. I was pushing it, but I was looking for the right. I think the more devices you have, the better it gets on the Echo. We didn't do sound effects theater today. That's all right. We did the baseball card game. That was fun. Next week, maybe we'll do the baseball card game with some people in the audience. I think they want to be a part of it. Tonight I'll be at Squat Melt in Hollywood with Howard Kramer and some other great comedians. You can also see me tonight later around midnight at the Comedy Store. Tonight's Wednesday, right? Yeah, close out the Comedy Store. And then hopefully I'll be back this weekend doing some spots around town. This is the Festival of Sports. This is the Festival of Conversation and a lot of that good stuff. I'm going to wrap it up. Let's go. I got an 818 out of 9 for a rating. I will take that. Thank you. I will take that rating for that. I speak well. I'm looking at myself right now on the Periscope. And good to see you again, Brody. Thank you. Sound Effects Theater is always great. We didn't get to Sound Effects Theater today. We'll do it next week. You can always go back and check out past episodes and see the growth and progress of Sound Effects Theater. We did do the baseball card game today. That went well. Emma did a great job. Tommy did a great job. I thank you for having me, Stephen. I feel better. There you go. Tommy feels better. Eric feels good. That's what I do for people. That's about it, folks. Thanks for having me on, and have a great week. Do Seattle soon. I'd love to get up to Seattle. I think I'm going to go to Hello? Do my speakers go out? My headphones went out. Somehow. I can't hear me in my headphones all of a sudden. Can you hear? Am I going out over the air? All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy it. Yes, Stephen, Brody Stevens, signing off from Burbank, California, home of all things comedy, and my weekly podcast where I need to book guests. You can also find me at the Comedy Store. You can find my special, Brody Live from the Main Room. You can also find my HBO Comedy Central show. It's also available on Amazon, so check that out. And, yeah, so we'll see you soon. Enjoy it. Yes.